Is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. I posted the chart for the German DAX and also for the FTSE, so you can take a look at those. Marshall Robinson has been kind enough to highlight the fact that Mr. Stan Harley has a feature article in Cycles Magazine, and I will post that to you here in just a little bit, and you have the link. You go in and check the article out, plus the other ones that are in there. And those of you that are, if you're home and you don't have it, if you'll email me, larrypesavento@gmail.com, I will send the link on to you so you can read those articles. We were fortunate enough to have Tim Bost will be our guest today, but we had Jeff Hughes yesterday, and it was really, really amazing because he had some wonderful things to talk about. I have to share this with you folks because this came from one of our friends here and listeners here at TFNN, and oh, tell me I have forgot that. I am going to shoot myself in the foot. Here it is. I got it right here. This is what we were talking about when we were on with John Jameson, and then we had Mr. Hughes on, Jeff on, and here's what he was looking at. Look at this. On PayPal, which he said, buy on a break. Look at this. After the earnings yesterday, the market went from 310 all the way down to 275, which was 2 standard deviations, and along at 277. This was exactly what they had talked about ahead of time. So listening to TFNN sometimes pays some pretty good dividends. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. Another one that we've been talking about for quite some time, and that here is the euro. We'll get this up here today and let you take a look at it. You had an absolute perfect setup here in the euro. You see, had the beautiful ABCD down. Then we had the 135 buy pattern. You can see the colored Gartley in the gray diagram right there, stopping right there at 1795. The low was 1793, and today we went up and hit 1901. That completes that ABCD pattern, by the way. So that's interesting that pattern would be completed for a shorter time because that's a 15-minute chart. So you don't want to switching going back and forth to a yearly chart. Once you see these things, moving around. Folks, I heard the most absurd comment today, and it's only apparent or officially because of Robinhood, but the guy was saying that, remember how gambling, we talked about that there's no relationship between the two, and his quote was this. He said, gambling is rigged for the house, equities are rigged for the buyer. And when I heard that, I said, you got to be kidding me. And I don't know who the dude was, but I don't know if that's right or not. But we do know that the Federal Reserve has your back if you're buying stocks and stuff. We proved that many different times, especially with Shane Smolian. But look what happened in that, when the market's totally collapsing here in China and Asia, we stopped exactly at the 78% retracement of the low from September and exactly 61% from the low in March. I mean, how did they figure this out together? That's what the bottom was. We've rallied all the way up. We're above. We're above to almost 26,000. That's how much we've rallied in just that short period of time, and that's what's giving us a new run here, folks. We told you. Well, we didn't tell you. We were suggesting, because of the fact that where these things stopped the other day. I mean, during that big sell-off that we had in the NASDAQ, with the NASDAQ down 400 points in one day, the NASDAQ was not signaling anything was wrong. You see, it was just making a 50% retracement and a 1.618 expansion of the move between the 23rd and the 27th. And away it goes to the upside. And we saw the same thing in the E-mini S&P. It hardly budged at all. It really did. It was down 40 handles, but didn't budge at all. That's it. Well, the Fed's been around since 1913, Marshall, but they're playing games differently these days, and I don't know how long it's going to last, and maybe it'll last forever. this time it will be different. The market will probably go up forever, and I'll be able to say, well, I'll be able to have my crow. But folks, I know how to cook crow. Anybody that's been in an Italian household knows you start out with garlic, and the tougher the bird, the more garlic you want to use. So that's one of the things that you want to remind ourselves. We've made new highs now in the S&P, in the Dow Jones cash market, but not in the futures. And then we hasn't made it yet in the NASDAQ. We haven't made it in the Russell. These are things that have been what they call aberrations. But what we're looking at here, there's a lot of these, and sometimes they just don't work. Usually they have in the past, but this time it's going to be different. The advanced decline line is another one. The open interest is another one. That big run up in the S&P yesterday, the open interest dropped. I mean, there's no new buying coming in there. And look at the breakout that we've had in silver and gold. I knew we were trying to buy gold and we missed it by about $8, and silver just took off like a striped deer running through a forest. It's up over $1 in one day, folks. I mean, that's just a tremendous move. We went up and made the 61% retracement of the high from June up there at 25.80, and it's been a heck of a move. So these things are moving good. You've got to be able to protect yourself if you're in these markets, and so pay very, very close attention, folks, because if you don't, Mother Market's going to come in and give you some really, really rough things to look at. That's the main thing that you want to remember. It's not an easy gig, but you can beat it if you just use a little bit of common sense and use some stop placement and stuff like that. You'll be far off better than if the other thing. Now, I have a couple of other charts that I wanted to share with you. One of course, here is this NASDAQ, because we have not quite made a new high in the NASDAQ. Remember, this is 3 days old, so we did get up to 15,134. We have not gotten above that yet. We probably will later today, but that's what we're keeping an eye on right now. Ruby's asking, is the Russell turning bullish now? I doubt it, Ruby, but since you've asked the question, let's just pull it up here and we will take a look at it. Yes, the guy was saying he was very bullish yesterday on silver. That was Jeff Hughes, said he's wanted to be a buyer of silver. And when the report, the Fed started to talk, it immediately dropped to a 61% retracement and then ran $1. I mean, it was so fast that you had to chase the whole thing. And since I don't chase markets, that's neither here nor there. Let's get Ruby here up so we can take a look here at the, we want to get this up here. 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. Get, where is the Russell? Russell's right here. Here it is, Ruby. Bear with me a second. I'm going to use a 60-minute chart. That'll be big enough to see where we are. No. Russell's not even close. It's let's just get this up here to take a look at it. It looks pretty good, but we're in a very, very strong move down here in the Russell. We can see hold on, let's get this up here so we can do it. I'm having trouble with computers today, and electricity went out. I mean, it's just all kinds of things going on. You'll see here we had the Gartley here on the 27th in the afternoon, make that beautiful. It's a perfect ABCD there at 2170, and now we're trading at 2252. We've got to get this thing above 2300 to turn it bullish, but it could make it. Can do it easily. 877-927-6648.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I want to give you, I turned it off. I wanted to give you a couple of heads up on a couple of charts we're looking at. The first one is the crude oil. If you can see here now, we have made the 78% retracement of that previous high under the big high. That's where we're trading at right now. It's probably going to go a lot higher right in here. We don't know that for a fact, but it's sitting right at that 78% level right now. It only takes about 20 pips above that, and it's on its way, to go a lot higher. The next one I wanted to bring to your attention is the silver, because this is a really good lesson here. I want you to look at the 27th of July, folks. Just the 27th of July, silver broke $1 an ounce that day. It went from $25.50 all the way down to $24.50. It was exactly $1. You see that last red bar? We went from 25 all the way down, dropped 50 cents, just straight down, no buying at all, and just straight down. And then it stops. Then it made a 382 retracement yesterday, and then the Fed came out, and you'll see it backed off to a 61% retracement, and then took off on its way. And look at this, folks. There was no pullbacks during this whole thing, other than this one right here that happened to be 10 cents. That was the one when it went from 25.67 down to 25.57. That's all it's done. And since that time, it's been running just one time after another. Now, how do you trade that? The only way you can trade that is you've got to have a really bullish stance, just like if you had a bearish stance there, and you buy every time it makes a new high on one of these bars, you just buy it. And it never gives you any heat. And so that's the way Tommy Hugard presses things, so who knows? Now, if we take a look at the silver, let's just look at it on the daily. I think that'll give us a pretty good idea of where we are here on the daily. Hold on one second here, and we'll get it up here. And you'll see here's where we are. I want to bring it to your attention right now because we are there. We're there right now on the silver. Let's get it up here. Now you can see gold has gone up to, we've been to 1836 in the Christmas gold here, but here is the silver. You'll be able to look at it. Now it's a little quiet right now because it's in that area where it's going to have a little bit of resistance. That little dark line there, you see that? I just drew that from the high back on the 2660, and that comes in here at 2580, and the high is 2588 to 2587 and a half. and we're trading at 25.82 right now. But you can see that strength of that bar. I mean, that bar is $5,000 in one day in silver. So that's why the margin is so high on silver, because you get volatility like this. So this market is still in a downtrend, but it's certainly changing. And just like with the Russell, this thing can change and, keep going higher and higher and higher and higher. So those are the things that you got to pay close attention to when you're watching these things, because when they go, they really go. We really were hoping, and I hate to bring this word hoping up, but we were really hoping for this to happen. It might still, but it really is rather obscure right now. I would love to see this pattern happen. If we got a ABCD at 382 down here at $23, I know that's $2.50 from where we are. That doesn't look like it's in the cards, but things can change quickly in these markets, and that's what we're paying attention to here. But right now with this weekly chart, it looks like it's getting ready to, continue to go higher. There's nothing else you can do about it as far as watching it. The bonds continue to move lower, folks. I mean, this is a very bearish market. Let's get this chart up so you can see it here. And we were in there selling rallies. Oh, shut the front door and raise the rent. Let's get this up here. There we go. Oh, I'm having such bad problems with the computer, boys and girls. If I had a gun, I'd shoot it. Well, I have a gun, but I don't have any bullets. Let's move up here. Oh, shut the front door. Bear with me, boys and girls. I'm getting a little bit of... That's a good Jackie Wilson song. The market keeps lifting me higher and higher. I don't know where it's going to happen, folks. I know how it's going to end. The problem is I don't know when it's going to end. Like my doctor told me when I went for physical, he said, I got good news and bad news. He said, the bad news is, he says, you're going to die. And he said, the good news is I don't know when, because you're looking pretty good right now. So the same thing, it looks pretty good right now, but they have a way of changing pretty quickly. So just protect yourself. A lot of aberrations in the market, folks. We had Stan Harley on telling us that stuff, and a whole bunch of others. Let me get in here for a second here. I want to do this Cycles Magazine thing for you. I'm going to bring this to send it into the Tiger Den. So those of you that want this, let me post this in here. Oh, what do you mean I can't post it? Shut the front door. Why not? It didn't copy. Just a second here. I'm not the... Yeah, let me see. I can just Control A is copy, right? No, Control V is copy. Now we just go back here to the den here. Let's try it again. Control V. Nope, I can't get it. I'll have to figure another way to post the darn thing. If anybody knows how to post these things, I don't know why it's not working that way, but it should. Shut the front door. Any questions today? Control C. Now you guys are really quick. Control C is it? Control C. Now let's see if it works. See, you can take the man out of the thing and that Control V. Ha! Thank you very much, Mr. Z, the computer expert from Wisconsin. Mr. Z has told me how to do it. Anyway, that's a really good thing. They've got one of the lead article is about Stan Harley is on the line, and so it's. That's a really good thing to look at. The foundation is really great. I was actually fortunate enough to meet Mr. Dewey many years ago, and got to work with his assistant for a few years. Anyway, he was really big into astrology the last parts of his life, but that's what we're going to be talking about with Tim Bost here as we move on here. Let me double check here because we're getting ready. I believe we're making new highs and all this stuff, so we've got to be able to see where we are here. We made new highs in the old stop and yep, we just about made new highs. We at 21.75. Yeah, we did. Just made a new high in the old stop and P again. So looks like we're heading up to 4,500, boys and girls. No stopping this little puppy. So we'll keep a close eye on that one. But it'll be getting ready here one of these days. But boy, the way it's been acting the last couple of days, it did not want to go down. I mean, it was that simple. It came back too fast, and that's what you got. It's been a monster. And a monster can do whatever it wants to do. So remind ourselves that this is what it's been doing. So don't stand in front of it. There's no reason to do it because when it's time, it will give you plenty of time to get short. Believe me, more time than you'll probably need. So that's pretty much. Apple's still lagging the market, but it's coming back a little bit today, I believe. I checked it earlier, and it was holding up pretty good. And then, but some of these IPOs are not. Hold on, let me check and see if. Oh, shit, turned off the TV. Let me ask someone a question. Did Robinhood start trading yet? Because it was supposed to start trading, and I just wondered if it comes out, Hood, it started trading. Okay, 39 was the indication. I just wondered where it was at. Opened at 38, okay. Well, that's not a big pop, but my guess is if it opened at 38 and only went to 39, it's 38. That's going to be the high of the day or pretty close to it, because if they're not people willing to, the high is 440.25 from 38. You should sell it, Ruby. 877-927-664. We'll be back with Tim Boss, folks. Financial Cycles Weekly.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have in the house Mr. Tim Bost.
You do indeed. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. And belated happy solar return. I think you went through all that razzmatazz yesterday.
Yes, I did. Whatever that solar return was, it was very pleasant. We had a nice dinner with some friends, and of course they had to make fun of me for being 80, but I had my own teeth, Timmy. I always wanted to do that, so that part of my bucket list is done.
That's an accomplishment, my friend.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
So you're now in the 8th harmonic, and it's a good thing, right?
Well, in my business, it's the 8th furlong pole.
Okay.
Hey, listen. The question that we have, two questions. First of all, from one of our listeners over in the UK, he wants to know where is a good site to go to get moon phase information. If they want to go back and check moon phases, where would be a good site to go to look at that?
Oh, boy. Richard Knoll, Nolle, has some good lunar cycle information, including information on the supermoon phenomena, things of that sort. Mm-hmm. And I don't recall his website, but check him out. Do a Google search, and that would be a good place to start there. There are a variety of places that have that information, but certainly he's got a pretty comprehensive approach and is well worth taking a look at. That's okay. Nolle, Richard Knoll.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is you have to have a congratulation from everybody here at TFNN, because you were on 2 weeks ago and said we were going to go a lot higher in the market, and this is a lot higher because we're just making new highs today. So you will be invited back.
Oh,
so
good.
You can put that on you can put that on the agenda. Tell us, folks.
I don't have to wait for the solar return to do that. That's a good thing.
No, don't wait another year for that. No, let's take a look at the Bitcoin and see what we're looking at here. I see that red line has been spot on support. So tell us what you're looking at here, Tim.
Yeah. So what we're tracking here, and been doing this for some time, looking at the trans-Neptunian factor Chronos as being one of our astrological keys to understanding support and resistance zones for Bitcoin. Now, this is a very, very volatile market, lots of action, intraday swings, very exciting and very stressful depending on whether you're long or short at any given time. But what we try to do is pull back a little bit, take a longer-term perspective, and what we see is these horizontal purple lines on the chart representing the 8th harmonic projections of the price levels. And so what we've been finding here is that as we saw this pretty dramatic pullback a couple of weeks ago, it found support on a Chronos line or close enough to it there. Psychologically, this was a big thing. When Bitcoin broke back below 30,000, that was the great Chicken Little phenomenon there. The sky is falling, and a lot of people bailed out at that point. But as we were advising our subscribers at that point to look at long positions and had identified 4 or 5 different swing trades based on that pullback that have turned out to be quite rewarding here shorter term. So that's what we're looking at from the longer-term perspective. I think we've got a chart here. Yeah, we zoomed in a little bit here today. Mm-hmm. And so what we're looking at, it set these price levels through the trading action and found support just slightly above the Chronos line back on the 22nd of June. It was at 28,893. That was an intraday low, and so it did not close that date below 30,000, so it didn't get quite as much attention. However, on the 20th of July, a little over a week ago, we got that close at 29,360. That was pretty significant, and that proved to be a real springboard for a move upward there. So what we're looking at here is that the Chronos line at 28,650, we're rounding it off to that as being the significant support zone for Bitcoin. And of course, I checked the price here about an hour ago. It was trading just over 40. It broke to $40,008 per Bitcoin in the trading a little bit earlier today. So we're seeing a very strong rebound here that's evident on the chart. So what we're looking at is continuing planetary triggers for Bitcoin that remain bullish here for the next several weeks anyway. And so that's where we're positioning our current strategies. We're looking at, of course, buying dips on this. And we're, again, as I mentioned earlier, we're we've set up some swing trades here. We're finding positions between 2 trading days and about 25 trading days to be an active kind of dynamic to trade effectively with this. And, of course, if you're in it for the long haul, then just keep adding to the long positions and sit on them. But we believe that there's some good trading opportunities here, particularly on the long side with these swing trades. So, again, we're looking for support to continue at 28,650. Our intermediate target here, the next level we're looking at is 42,150. That will take it back up to that Chronos line just above the current trading range there. Of course, it could hit that by the end of the day. Who knows? And then,
oh, boy, the way that thing jumps around, that's certainly possible, for sure. We have a question from one of our listeners. Do you follow any of the other majors like Ethereum or any of the others that Ripple or any of those that are out there?
I have a few positions in some of the other cryptos, but devote almost all of our analytical work to Bitcoin simply because of one big factor. It has been around the longest, and in doing our back testing, we like to have adequate trading history. And so Bitcoin's been trading for a little over 10 years now, and so we've got enough data to work with that's statistically significant. Some of the newer cryptocurrencies don't have that kind of trading history. We like to have a minimum of 7 years of trading history in doing our astrological analysis just to get all the factors in place and have enough iterations that we can backtest with. So it's purely statistical and rational, but also a matter of how many hours there are in the day to track things as well.
Oh, that's for sure. Tim, when he's talking about moon phases, these are the half moons and quarter moons and stuff like that. Is that what they're looking at for?
Well, there are different ways of describing the moon phases, and essentially what we're looking at here is the passage on a monthly basis from the new moon to the full moon and then back again. So the moon, after the new moon, which is the conjunction of the sun and the moon, we call that the dark of the moon because we don't see the moon in the sky that particular night. And then we have that crescent phase, and it moves on to the full moon, which comes 2 weeks later. And then after the full moon, it begins to get smaller and smaller in the sky and goes back to the next new moon. So we can talk about it in those big phases or kind of slice it and dice it any way you want.
I'm going to post a little chart in here, folks, from Instant, because they've got a part of the cycle thing has the moon phases in it. I don't use those, but it's available. We have a question from one of our listeners. You had mentioned that sometime in August, the last time you were on, that you'd be watching for a potential high in the market. Is that August of 2069 or which?
We do have some projections here. We'll share in a couple of minutes about August coming up, and we are looking specifically around the 19th, 20th. So we'll talk about that.
Hey, let's take a break here with Tim Boss, and we'll be right back, folks. Financial Cycles Weekly, a stand-up guy who's in the leader of the pack. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back, and we are talking with Tim Boss, Financial Cycles Weekly, and we're talking about August planetary action. So tell us what you're looking at, Tim. You've been spot on for a long time, so...
Well, the planets are fairly predictable when they do different things. All we got to do is look for the market correlations, and sometimes they're stronger than others. And one of the things that's interesting, as we look at the planetary phenomena, we can identify those potential hot spots, turning points, when we can potentially get a shift in market dynamics. But to apply that with our backtesting to each specific market that we're interested in. And so the different planetary actions will impact various markets in different ways. But during August, we have a fairly calm month, so to speak. What we've highlighted here, the new moon and full moon, we mentioned that earlier when we were talking about the lunar cycles here, the lunar phases. The new moon will come in on the 8th of August, and the full moon 2 weeks later on August the 22nd. And then in addition to that, we've identified six various dynamics that we think it's worth paying attention to, 5 or 6 of them there. Actually, we're beginning here on tomorrow with the 30th of July. We have the trans-Neptunian factor Poseidon making a direct station, and we're looking for that to be a fairly significant shift in the market dynamics, especially from a psychological level. Poseidon is a very, very slow-moving factor, and so this is not quite as dramatic as we would like. But what we want to note here at the very top there, that we note that Poseidon will make its direct station at 13 degrees 42 minutes of Scorpio. And then if we skip down near the bottom, the third from the bottom, on August 19th, the Uranus retrograde station is at 14 degrees 47 minutes of Taurus. Now, this is an exact opposition to the position of that Poseidon station. So what we're looking at is this resonance between Poseidon and Uranus being one of the big dynamics that impacts the month as a whole. That's why we added this to the list, even though technically it's not in August. We wanted to make sure we had that frame of reference there. So the other events are primarily oppositions. We're looking at things here in the second harmonic. There are all kinds of other alignments of planets that take place on a day-to-day basis, but what we wanted to do was give a very, very simple list here to highlight some of the major things that we believe have the ability to impact market movements. And so on the 2nd of August, we do have the Sun in opposition to Saturn. That's a pretty significant lineup there. And then, we skip down there to the 19th of August and see that the sun will be in opposition to Jupiter as well. So that the opposition to Saturn, opposition to Jupiter, Saturn and Jupiter are the big players from an astrological perspective, Saturn being bearish forces and Jupiter being bullish forces. So we get both of those highlighted during the course of this month.
Wow. Now, the next one, you have a Standard & Poor's Index chart with a cycle and a purple arrow going down. Did you hit the arrow the wrong way, Timmy? That's what I want to know. I mean, what's the program here?
I don't think so here. Let's take a look at this because what we're looking at here.
Yeah, tell us what the two lines are.
This is a cycle projection here. And what we've done, the black line, of course, is the daily closes for the S&P through yesterday. And so what we're watching with our red line is a combination of various cycles. We've identified 24, 25 major cycles associated with the S&P, and this is a composite of those. And of course, we'll see that variation between the black line, the actual prices, and the cycles. The prices don't always have the same amplitude, but pretty good correspondence there for the most part with this cycle projection. So what we're showing here is the cycle continuing upward from now into about the 19th of August, and then descending from that point down into around the 10th, 11th of September. So we're looking for a potential downward move there for about 2 to 3 weeks, beginning with that potential trading high around the 19th of August. And I'm finding that very, very interesting in terms of confirming what we were just looking at with the planetary dynamics as well.
Wow. Now, I have one other question for you. Please mark on your calendar, boys and girls, that Tim will be our guest on August the 9th, one day after the new moon. If you don't mind, Tim, would you be able to fill that void for us?
Should be able to do that. August
that's
the 9th.
That's what we like to hear. Now, the other question that we have, do you have any upcoming what do you call webinars and stuff that you usually have?
We got webinars. We got all kinds of good stuff going on over here. Exactly. Okay. We just wanted to highlight this August the 19th because of all the planetary factors clustering then. But do make contact here, bit.ly/Tim Larry P. Everything's lowercase except for the T, the L, and the P. Make those capital letters, and you'll get connected. We'll get you on the list for notifications of our free webinars. We also have a brand new advanced training course with WD GAN techniques that should be in about 10 days or so. So we'll get you information on that.
Hey, you don't have to talk fast. Slow down, Bubba. This is okay. Tucson, Arizona. This ain't New York City. Hey, listen, the Big 10 for his. Tell us about the GAN course, because I've met you several times, and I know you've done a great deal of work with WD GAN. So you can give us an idea of what's going to be in the course and stuff like that.
Right. Well, yeah. So what we've done here it has continued with GAN studies for a number of years now. And a couple of years ago, we had our GAN Plan Trading Success 101 course, which is an introduction to WD GAN studies. And this is an extension of that. We're calling it GAN Plan Trading Success 102. And our focus here is primarily on how time meets price in the markets. And this is one of the principal ideas that GAN promulgated and put that emphasis on market timing and did some incredibly advanced work. A lot of that gets focused through the application of astrology in the markets. And we used, for example, with our Bitcoin chart earlier, we were showing those Chronos planetary price lines. This was a technique that GAN developed and began to use primarily with Mars and Jupiter in his charts, and Saturn as well. But we've advanced that study considerably here, and so this course will go into that set of techniques in depth and show you how these planetary price lines are generated, how to apply them in trading, how to determine which lines to apply to charts. And so it's really an extension of the work that WD GAN pioneered. So we're very, very excited about this new program. So we'll be getting all the word out on that within the next few days here. So get ready, get on the list here, sign up, and we'll make sure that you get all the information about that as well.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for joining us today. You've been a stand-up guy, and as long as you keep giving us good information, you'll be welcome here. The first time you're wrong, of course, you're going to be in the history books, but that's the way trading goes, you know? If that were the case, my first show would have been my last.
Exactly right.
Hey, thanks,
Thank you, my friend.
Be safe down there. Tell your wife I said hello. May God bless. We'll be right back, folks. 877-927-6648.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, we're going to end the show here with the U.S. dollar index. Now, remember, that's the reciprocal, the upside-down version of the euro. You can see the 3 drive to a top pattern there. Reverse that. That was the 3 drive to a bottom pattern that we were looking at a couple of days ago in the euro. It's had a big move. We've just completed the pattern on the downside there at 119 in the euro, which is basically 190, 194. It's very important that this 91.94 holds here in the U.S. dollar index, folks. That's a 78% retracement of the low that we made back on June 21st. And even more important than that, it is the 382 to the exact tick of the low made on May the 24th. So that's why it's so very, very close. in dollar and cents terms, if we close above the 119 level, 119.05, 119.10 in the euro, that means that this puppy has broken down big time and the dollar is going to start getting hammered. And maybe that's because the Treasury bonds are so weak. I don't know. All I know is pay attention to 91.80, or doing it the easy way, do it with the pound, with the euro at 119.10. We get above the spot euro 119.10. That's telling us that we're breaking out to the upside in the euro, downside in the U.S. dollar, and all the dollar pundits that says it's going to zero will have their time in the sun again at TFNN and also at Bloomberg and also CNBC. Anyway, just remember what the dude said, folks. Gambling is rigged for the house, but equities are rigged for the buyers. Tell that to the people that bought Robinhood on the opening this morning, boys and girls. Maybe once in a while, sometimes change, but who knows? That's what we're looking at today. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, folks. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, and may God bless, and do something nice for your neighbors. They all need help. I can believe that with a great deal of emphasis. So we'll see you tomorrow, folks.
Building wealth trading